Good afternoon, all. My name's Andrew Kernan. I'm the chair of Unimutual Limited. Before we commence, I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the lands on which we meet and pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging. Now, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you to the annual general meeting, where we invite members to consider and vote on 3 proposed resolutions, being to re-elect one current director, to appoint the auditor for 2025, and to confirm total director remuneration in 2025. The company secretary has advised that with the members present or online, and given the proxies received within the required time frame, that there is a quorum present, and as such I declare the annual general meeting open. I've received no apologies. The agenda for today's meeting includes 4 items. First, the adoption of the minutes from the AGM last year. Secondly, the tabling of the chair and the CEO's report on the last protection year. Third, consideration of the annual financial report for last year. And then members will be asked as a 4th item to vote on the 3 resolutions in front of us. I note that our auditor, David Goodrow from Deloitte, who sits next to me, is with us in person and present to answer any questions which may arise with respect to the annual financial report. The first item on the agenda is the past minutes, and I propose to take those past minutes as read. Are there any concerns or questions with respect to the past minutes that any member would like to raise? I'm seeing no hands. Can I please ask someone to move approval of the minutes of the 2024 AGM? Thank you, Diane Allen from the University of Newcastle. I note approval of the past minutes. The second agenda item is the chair's report. This was a year of further transformation for Unimutual, underpinned by a renewed sense of purpose and commitment to our members. But before we talk about how we continued to evolve Unimutual in 2024, let's first look quickly at our membership and the coverage provided during the year. We have a total of 62 members as of the 1st of November 2024, including 8 new members who joined the Mutual during 2024. 35% of our Apologies, I've just lost my script. Thank you very much. 35% of our current members have been with us for more than 20 years, and the average length of membership with Unimutual is an amazing 16 years. We provide risk protection across 6,900 buildings with a declared value of almost $70 billion, along with protections on other critical assets that collectively safeguard our members' financial, operational, and reputational interests. Our coverage extended to more than 890,000 students and 71,000 staff across a range of risks. Our services extend to almost 70% of the Australian university sector. We place the majority of our members' risk with major reinsurance counterparties around the world, as usual, retaining only a small amount of that risk on our own balance sheet. And our reinsurance panel consisted of 25 counterparties on the property side and 13 on the casualty side, all with credit ratings of A- or better, which is consistent with our policy. Over the past 35 years, we've accepted more than 8,200 property and liability claims, with almost $700 million in claims incurred, and with more than half of that in the last 5 years. This includes $53 million in incurred claims and $82 million in paid claims in the 2024 financial year. And I think this highlights the financial strength and resilience of your organisation, which is a theme I intend to come back to. In terms of our journey over recent years, we shifted the management of Unimutual in-house in 2022, and this set the foundations right for our more recent changes and developments. In 2023, we introduced fine art, rare books and collectible protections, reworked policy wordings in our management liability and cyber protection products, launched a vastly improved renewal process, reducing renewal friction for our members, and we became a signatory to the Business Council of Cooperatives and Mutuals declarations on climate change, marking our commitment to the sector-wide push towards net zero. Moving on to the last year, 2024, we introduced pandemic protections. We offered our members complimentary membership to the Risk Management Institute of Australasia, including all the products and services that affords. We created an asset valuation panel for our members to call upon at favourable costs. And we revised and renewed the Unimutual Constitution, which ensured that we remained compliant with governance and regulatory requirements and in tune with our member expectations. Of course, it does not stop here, and as many of you heard at the recent Unimutual conference, Unimutual team have worked hard to deliver our new member dashboard in 2025, which will allow members to understand the history of their risk protection coverages, their risk prevention program and claims, and benchmarking components of all that relative to peer members. Moving now on to our financials, our mutual performed very well in 2024. Following our reported surplus of $6.1 million in 2023, we achieved a surplus of $8.2 million in 2024. This was an unexpectedly strong result, which reflected lower than forecast claims costs, favourable investment returns, and excellent cost management. Indeed, I'm pleased to note that once again, our gross expense ratio of 7.6% was substantially better than any listed company or for-profit peers, which directly benefits our membership through sustainably lower contributions. With 2 years of strong financials and noting performance expectations in 2025, we expect our members' funds will exceed $20 million this year, which is a solid milestone for your mutual. That's notwithstanding what's been a tougher start to this year from a claims perspective, reflecting both a number of member-specific claims and the impact of Cyclone Alfred. This capital strength is one of the key strategic pillars for our organisation. It not only meets all of our regulatory solvency requirements in all the jurisdictions in which we operate, but it also strengthens our ability to navigate unforeseen risks and sustainably provide risk protection and risk management services to our members. And that's why we exist, solely to provide our members with excellent risk protection and risk prevention services. And as we've noted before, there's several structural aspects of who we are, which, in addition to our capital strength and the quality of our reinsurance partners, help us meet this purpose. Quickly on those, firstly, as a for-purpose mutual, any surplus which we generate is retained solely for the benefits of the members, not for the shareholders. And we use this surplus only to support the services we provide to our members. Secondly, the scale and geographic diversity of our membership allows us to run at cost ratios that are significantly lower than for our for-profit market peers, and to provide the right depth and breadth of risk protections at better than market pricing through the international insurance and reinsurance markets. Third, as a specialist in risk protection, prevention and protection, at least dedicated only to the higher education and research sectors, we understand our members better than anyone else in the market, which ensures our members get the best advice and protections. And finally, I note that our board is always comprised of a majority of member directors who understand our broader membership and help ensure we always focus on what's best for our membership. In 2024, we were pleased that our members seemed to share the view that Unimutual is doing what it's meant to do and doing it reasonably well. So at 1st of November, we saw this in our member experience survey, which documented a remarkable 100% member satisfaction rating and 97% trust rating. We're very proud of that, and we thank you muchly for this support. During 2024, member directors Belinda Atkinson from Southern Cross University and Scott Jenkins from Australian Catholic University retired given changed circumstances. And soon after that year end, Trevor Woods from Monash University also retired. All three of these directors made significant contributions to the mutual, in some cases over several years. I want to extend my thanks to all three of them. I'm very pleased to announce, and I'm sure that you're aware of this, that Jane Beaumont from the University of Tasmania joined the board in more recent times, and very recently we welcomed Chanel Kavar of La Trobe University to our ranks. So I think we have a really great spread of representation from around Australia, from across our universities, with a broad range of skill sets, which can continue to ensure that our members' best interests are served through the services which we provide under Unimutual. I want to close out on the 2024 Chair's Report by noting that the achievements of our mutual would not have been possible without the hard work and dedication of the Unimutual team, led by Jeff Henderson. Many of that team are in the room today, and if not in the room, online, and it's been a phenomenal effort for the last 2 years. So I want to emphasise our thanks to that team. And once again, I want to reach out and thank all of our members who continue to trust us and to provide our risk services. Thank you. I'm now going to invite our CEO, Jeff Henderson, to add a few words.
Thanks, Andrew. And after such a comprehensive report, I don't know there's much more to say, but I did want to thank everyone online for joining today. This is quite a large gathering compared to what we have had in previous years. So thank you for taking the time to join us and hear an update on how your mutuals performed over the last 12 months. As I wrote in the CEO Connect recently, leading Unimutual is a unique privilege. Our organisation is shaped, by a dynamic that the management shares with our members and is unusual for the typical customer relationship, customer-supplier relationship that we see for this type of product. The bond that we cultivate with our members is truly collaborative. Your insights and feedbacks are invaluable in guiding our strategies and enhancing the value we deliver. The responses we gather from our member experience surveys have helped deepen our understanding of the sector's evolving needs and, more importantly, your individual evolving needs, reinforcing the importance of this mutually beneficial relationship. Rather than look to the past, as Andrew has so eloquently done, I look ahead to 2025 and remain focused on our 6 strategic pillars, which continue to guide us in providing superior risk protection, risk prevention, competitive pricing and coverage. While 24 was a significant year of progress, we recognise there's still work ahead of us. And together, I'm confident we'll surpass the expectations set out in our strategic plan and continue to deliver exceptional service to our members. Unimutual continues to grow, and we're making substantial investments in enhancing the services we offer. In addition to the newly created member dashboards, we are continuing to expand our tailored training sessions and hybrid meetings as a few examples of how we're ensuring accessibility and engagement for our diverse membership base. These initiatives highlight our commitment to providing superior support and fostering collaboration in risk management. I'd like to extend my thanks to the board, led by Chair Andrew Kernan, for their steadfast guidance. Their leadership has been crucial in navigating the complexities of the last year and providing strategic vision that will continue to guide us towards success. I extend my deepest gratitude to our members, the foundation of Unimutual. Your unwavering support, trust and engagement are the keys to our success. We're deeply grateful for your continued commitment to Unimutual. Together, we'll build on our collective achievements and embark on the bright journey ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Now, before we move on to agenda item 3, our annual financial report, I did see a message pop up on the chat button, which related to our minutes. Can we just call that up, please, Liz? So can the Unimutual team please zoom in on the room so we can see you? We will action that momentarily. And secondly, I note that the minutes of the 27 March 24 meeting did not include the Zoom attendee list from the last AGM.
We can distribute that to whoever would like a copy of.
Thank you. So the action is on us. Thank you to Fiona Bygraves for flagging that. The action is on us. We will distribute that to the members so an attendance list is clear. Thank you for bringing that up. I'm going to move on to agenda item 3, annual financial report, which is consideration of the annual financial report for last year. This report's already been provided to all members, and I suspect some members may have noted the difference in the financial results from the previous year's annual financial report. Let me explain, please. So you'd be aware that Unimutual is required to report its financial results and financial position in accordance with Australian accounting standards. The new accounting standard for AASB 17 insurance contracts became effective for all financial reports for financial years commencing on or after the 1st of January 2023. As such, Unimutual Limited has complied with this standard for the financial year commencing the 1st of November 23. Unimutual Limited has adopted a full retrospective approach to the transition to 17. This transition has resulted in a net decrease in net assets of $2.7 million as at the 1st of November 22, and a restated surplus increase of $0.9 million for the year ended 31st of October 23, reflecting an allowance for credit default. So there's those small adjustments which have been made to our historical financials to bring them in line with 17 standard. And so there is a comparable base for the 24 financials to be compared and contrasted against. Now, it's my intention to open the meeting for any questions which might exist on those financials and our financial report. And I can choose to pass that question on to any one of a number of different people here, from Jeff to David from Deloitte, or Kudzi, our CFO. Are there any questions on the annual financial report? Please raise your hand if you have a question. Your virtual hand, that is. Okay, I'm not seeing any hands raised, so I will note receipt of the annual financial report, and once again thank David for his attendance. Agenda item 4 is now, and these are our 3 resolutions as previously tabled. These have been set out in the notice of meetings, and we'll discuss and vote on each of those resolutions in turn. The Board of Unimutual unanimously recommends that the members vote in favour of all 3 of these resolutions. And as chair of the meeting, I direct that all open proxies and proxies appointed to me prior to this meeting shall be cast in favour of each of those resolutions. After each question is read out, unfortunately, technology's failed us today. There's meant to be a technology-assisted mechanism for voting. I will actually ask for a show of hands for, against, or abstain on each resolution. My apologies that we couldn't get the technology to work on that side of things. With respect to any questions related to the resolutions, please once again raise your hands and we'll attempt to answer all questions tabled, so long as they should relate to the relevant resolution as it is tabled. There will be an opportunity to ask questions related to general business later in this AGM. And we reserve the right not to answer questions not relating to this AGM or which are out of order. So I'm going to move on to the first resolution, which is the election of director. I note that Mr. Darren Greenterry, a member director retiring in accordance with paragraph 51 of the Constitution, has sought re-election. As there were 2 vacant positions and the number of candidates is less than the number of vacancies, for this particular resolution, no ballot is required. I will, however, take any questions that relate to this particular resolution, and if there are, please raise your hand. Having not received any questions by proxies and votes received at the meeting, the resolution has been passed. Well, in fact, in this particular case, no resolution or no ballot was required, so the resolution is passed and Darren is re-elected as a director of Unimutual. Resolution 2 relates to the appointment of auditors, and the resolution is that Deloitte Touche Tohmatsu be appointed auditors for the year ended 31st of October 25. I'll now take any questions regarding Resolution 2. Are there any questions on this? Yes, I can see. Moving to the first question, Fiona Bygraves, please.
Good afternoon, Chair. Can I ask how long the auditors have been in place? How many years you've had this one in?
So the exact number of years is more than 5. However, in the last 12 months, we have had, in fact, how long ago was it? 2 years ago, we had a changeover from Max Murray to yourself.
That's right.
Dan?
It's 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So effectively, we've had the current auditor, or at least the current audit partner, in place for the last 3 years.
Thank you. That satisfies my question.
Thank you, Fiona. I appreciate the question. Are there any other questions? Given that there are no other questions, I would like now to move to a vote on this particular resolution, the appointment of Deloitte as auditors for the next 12 months. Firstly, I call for votes. I'm going to work backwards here because I think it might make it simple.
Just before we do, for anybody who doesn't have their camera on, they'll need to show themselves to vote. The other thing is we have some members with more than one person on the call, so we can only accept a vote from the member representative.
Thank you, Jeff, for the clarity on that. I might move to ask for votes against the appointment of Deloitte, which I hope makes things a little bit more simple in terms of counting votes. I see no votes against. Does any member wish to abstain from voting on this resolution? And I see no votes that abstain. On the basis of that, I'm presuming that all votes are in favour of the appointment of Deloitte, and by the proxies and votes received at the meeting, the resolution is deemed passed. I'll now move on to the final resolution, Resolution 3. Resolution 3 relates to director remuneration. The resolution is that we wish to confirm that the total maximum remuneration for all directors remains unchanged for the year ended 31st of October 2025 and will be set at $350,000. By way of history, there was no change in 2024 either. I'll now take any questions related to Resolution 3. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Once again, I see no questions. We'll now move to a vote. And once again, I'll do the same. Are there any votes against this resolution? I see none. Are there any votes abstaining from this resolution? Again, I see none. So we will assume that all votes are cast in favour of this resolution and that through the proxies and votes received at the meeting, the resolution has been passed. Now that completes the formal section of the AGM. I will now open the discussion to any general questions. Are there any general questions that anyone would wish to table? It appears that there are no further questions. I would like to thank everyone who joined us live in the room today and online today, and at our recent conference and the various events. I'm going to declare this meeting closed, but thank you very much for everyone for your continuing support of the Mutual.